Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Reason to Rise. I'm Ciecie, and I'm your host in our 15-minute every morning podcast from Monday through Friday at 7:30. And today, we're going to talk about our reasons to rise. Thank you for joining me today. The reason I came up with this podcast is because a few weeks ago, I had gone through a couple of months of what I can only describe as a little bit of depression. I have everything going for me. I have a full-time job that earns me enough to live comfortably and also help my family. I also have a good life. I have friends. I have strong spirituality with my God and activities in the spiritual ministry. I also have a lovely place to live. I'm comfortable. I feel safe and secure. However, I was having a really hard time getting up in the morning. I couldn't find a reason to rise, and it didn't make sense to me. It boiled down to purpose, and not just something intangible and high frequency that you just focus and you're driven towards, but just purpose in each and every activity in my life. And I figured, other people probably have this same issue. Just the world is so sad of a place when you get down to thinking about it, and you try not to think about it, but every day you get cut off on the road, or your friend upsets you, your family member makes you cry, anything of that nature, any little thing, your water heater stops working, you get upset because life's anxieties seem today to be triple fold. Having said that, I decided to really think about what I wanted, and what I wanted was a reason to rise. And my reason to rise is to help you find reason to rise, to find purpose in your everyday activity. Part of this podcast is I would like for you to join me every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30. Now, right now, I'm posting the video that I'm filming myself, and later on, I will be doing this live. So you can join me, you can post live real time, and we can have conversation. But for now, I just want to see how many of you are really interested in joining me. And when I say joining me, I mean really being intentional and being active on this platform. So each morning, I want us to write down our top 3 reasons for rising. For me this morning, my number one is to talk to you all. I wanted to get this platform started. So that's my number one thing this morning. My number 2 reason to rise is I had to get myself prepared. I had to get up out of the bed at 6:30. I had to get myself put together, and by 7 o'clock, 7:15, be put together and ready to film. And then my 3rd reason to rise is my employment. I gotta make money, and this isn't gonna make me money. This is going to feed my soul to be part of a community with you all. So those are my top 3 today. Every day I'll come up with other reasons, as well as my reasons for gratitude. And I tell you, right now, my reasons for gratitude is I have family. Now, I'm 56 years old, as many of you know. And with that, or with the coming of age and getting older, we tend to lose friendships. We don't have as much of a a tribe that we hang out with and do things with socially. That thins out. However, I have been blessed through my congregation, through the fact that my mom and dad are still alive. I've got first cousins and second cousins that I'm very close with. I am able to have a network of family and friends that I can socialize with, that I can talk to, that I can help with what resources I have to assist them with when I can. And that is fulfilling to me. So that's the one thing today I'll talk about that I am grateful for. Now, each day I would like to cover a topic that I'm hoping will benefit you, a topic that has benefited me. And today's topic that I want to talk about, and I've got notes here, is really starting. What to do to start, setting goals and what that actually means in each thing that we want to accomplish, whether it's accomplishing learning a musical instrument, a new language, learning how to say no to people, learning how to get out of your house and actually do an activity, whether it's shopping or going to a concert by yourself. These are things that I want to talk about, setting these goals and figuring out how to get them done. So the first part, and let's see here, I've got, quickly I'll go over, I think 8 of them. So there's so many more, but let's start with setting clear priorities. So we need to know what we want to do. We need to sit down, take time to think about it. Now, you hear this all the time. You need to also, however, not just list what you want to do, but set a time span for each of these things. So if you want to, say, call your aunt who has moved away or who's in a nursing home, put it on your schedule. Every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, I'm going to call Auntie and see how she's doing. So you want to be purposeful and being setting those schedules, stating what is going to be most important to you, and actually putting a time stamp on when you're going to do it. That's the first thing we want to do. And that's part of creating that list of urgency. And that's step 2. What's most important to you? You've got your list. You would then want to state, what's really the most important thing I've got to accomplish today. Do I need to walk the dog this morning? Do I need to clean the fish tank out this morning? Do I need to do something more important? Visit great grandma in the hospital, or take care of my taxes? Things of this nature. These are the urgent things you want to do. You want to list those, prioritize those, and then get them on that schedule. And then, going back to what I mentioned on both 1 and 2, scheduling yourself time for you, and then scheduling time for your loved ones. These are important things. They're going to be part of that list. And I just want to mention that they're going to be important things that you want to schedule. They're going to be urgent things. That quality time with your loved ones, that quality time in taking care of yourself, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's taking a luxurious bath, or just scheduling the next day's healthy meals. The next thing is learning to say no. That's number 4. Knowing what your priority is, what your schedule is, and then saying, okay, when you get that call, hey, let's go do this or let's go do that, or I need you to go run to the store and do this or that. Knowing how to say no, and being okay with no being, a full sentence. Nope, sorry, can't do it. Nope, and being okay with that. And then if someone wants a reason, then follow up with your reason. Well, I've got this scheduled for this day and I cannot move that around, or I don't wish to move it around because I promised myself I was going to get this done. Step 5, get those breaks in. It's so important to refresh yourself. Whether you take 5 minutes every hour to just sit down, take deep breaths, do that. It's so important that you take time to regenerate. I like to, on my 15-minute break, just take a walk around the block. That gets that sunshine in my face, or it helps me breathe that fresh air and just let go of what I was doing for that morning, so that I'm ready to engage that afternoon with that first morning fresh perspective of things. And then again, number 6, I've got here that self-care. All of these things, are you noticing a pattern? All of these things are tied into each other. That self-care that you want to put in your list, that you want to prioritize, is so important. And it can be difficult. I have a love affair with bread, with pasta, with something carby like a cookie or a muffin with my coffee each morning. But that has created this very large gut system that I have. And it's something that I have to focus on every day reducing. Now here's one that I've just started, and that is being present in the moment. And it's funny because I would laugh at people. I see people walking down the street, walking their dog, taking their children to school, and they are on their phone. If they're not scrolling while they're walking and holding their pet, they are on the telephone, and they're not engaged with what the person they are with is doing, what the animal is doing, what the child is doing. The dog could be eating a frog, chewing on a mushroom and shouldn't be eating, or something that somebody spit out that will get them sick. But the person doesn't know this because they're thinking, oh, maybe the dog's pooping or whatever. He stopped, he's sniffing around, enjoying himself, and they're scrolling and not paying attention. And then they're wondering why the dog is throwing up an hour later when they get home. Things like this, I see people doing, but then I notice I do it too. I could be listening to a conversation and just zone out. Or someone could say something and it'll trigger me going on Amazon or Googling what they're saying instead of being present and say, oh, hold that thought 1 second. I want to look that up. That's actually a good point. So that you stay engaged in that conversation. So when you do these, when you really focus on your family, your friends, when you're being mindful with these moments, it really helps strengthen relationships. And it reduces your stress. It keeps you from juggling so many things and not knowing what you did at the end of the day. And speaking of the end of the day, that brings us to number 8. Reflect and adjust. When you look at your schedule, you look at your day at the end of the day, what did I do today? How did that make me feel? What transpired that I could have avoided or that I could have made better? These are things that you want to look at so that you increase your quality. And then set your day up for the next day. You know, pick up after yourself, each room, put things together, put away the dishes that you washed. Okay, I'm speaking to myself. I hate doing dishes, but I digress. But in any event, these are things that you want to do to really get the most out of your day. Give yourself reason to focus on everyday smaller things, because these little smaller things are going to lead to those larger accomplishments that is going to bring joy to your life and continue to give you reason to rise and give you reasons to enjoy each day because you see the accomplishments you're having. That is it today. It is beautiful outside, I must say. And the sun is out. The high is going to be, I think, 82. Right now it's in the mid 70s. And I turned off all my fans and everything so that I could record. And yeah, I'm hot. But I'm going to stop right now. And I want to thank you all for joining me. And until tomorrow, keep smiling.